So if you watched my previous video, my ultimate wall bouncing guide, or somewhat already an experienced wall bouncer, you're hopefully now comfortable with doing some standard wall bounces. Maybe you've found that you've been wall bouncing really well, but getting killed when you eventually get close enough to take a shot at somebody. In this video I'm going to go more in depth in wall bouncing. Just because you can wall bounce left and right doesn't mean you're going to become a great player. There's a lot more to it. You need to know when and where to wall bounce. I'll be showing you how to maximize wall bouncing in your playstyle for better results. Positioning and timing are huge when taking fights in Gears 5. You may find yourself and an opponent in an open fight with little cover and just your gnasher out. This is when timing, wall bouncing and positioning comes into it. Gears 5 is a game of bait. You need to bait your opponent to gain an edge on them. Here's an example of a wall bounce which is extremely effective. I use this a lot and may even be more effective than doing a series of wall bounces, as a gnasher is so strong in Gears 5. So here a player is flying at me, came up right behind me, I land one good shot on him and I quickly bounce to the right. He takes his shot right after me, so I have the advantage because I shot first. So I can land the second shot before him, but he can easily one-shot me because he's in one-shot range. So he shoots, and because I bounced right before he shot, he misses his shot. I'm able to realign and take another shot and get the kill. Another bounce I often use is the cover switch move. There's no real name for it. An opponent is behind a cover on one side. I run at them and bounce in the direction they are on the cover. I wall cancel and bounce to the opposite side. This has baited the player into thinking I'm going to push him on his side, but I quickly get behind him. I can now either slow the fight down or quickly go at him. Up A's are very useful in this situation. He is not ready for me to be behind him and he is out of position. In the time it's taken him to change position and aim, I have gained a lot of ground and I have obtained right hand advantage. I have landed a shot which hurt him and he misses. He wasn't prepared for the fight. It's really pretty easy to learn, but I advise just going into a private game, just getting comfortable with the movement, doing it a few times on one bit of cover, and then for me it's easier to go to the left first and then the right. I'm better at doing it that way than going right to left, so I need to practice that myself. So try get comfortable with both ways, and then you can start mixing them. So when running at one side of the cover, just tap A, let your player slide for a small bit so it's not that obvious, and then halfway through the slide, hold back, and then just flip your analog stick to the opposite side that you want the player to go to. Another useful method is just faking the up A, just a player that's on cover, just bouncing towards them, wall cancel, back up a small bit and take a shot. So he's gonna think you're going for the easy up A, but just back up, have a bit of distance between you two and then take a shot. Especially if you have right hand advantage, definitely do this. Another method, it's not really a wall bounce, but it can be used in conjunction with a lot of wall bounces. I do it quite a lot. It's just to put players off a little bit. Like if you're wall bouncing quite a lot, you can just switch it up a bit with using this little cover roll trick. I've been using it for the last few years in all gears. It works in all gears pretty well. So it works well when you do it right, but it's very easy to do it wrong. So if you and an opponent are on two different sides of cover, you need to be somewhere that allows you to cover roll or cover switch that points the arrow to the left or right. It needs to be the straight arrow icon, not the curved one. So what you do is you roll over, and midway through it, you hold up and hold down A to roadie run. A lot of experienced players are aware you're going to do this. So what I like to do is either roll really short or really late, really early or really late. Instead of going just halfway through my roll, I run straight at them, because their crosshair, what they're going to be looking at the entire time, is the middle of those two covers. So if you go slightly to the left, which is slightly late in this case, it's going to put him off thinking I'm just going to roll over. So in this situation he thought that I was going to just roll over just to get a different angle. So because I left it late, and then he shot and he missed, and I was able to get the kill then. So you don't want to make it too obvious and just go straight in the middle. So how it's done is you just on a cover, you hold over to switch to either left or right, whatever cover, and then while you're mid animation of rolling over, switching the cover, you just hold up and hold A to run. So it's just sprinting, holding up while you're midway through the animation. When using wall bouncing offensively, you're going to want to be able to master the up A and the back A. You need to know when to use them and when you're in the distance of a one shot and stuff like that. So if the player's on cover like this, I'm wall bouncing up to him and I'm just going to hit the up A on him just because I know that he doesn't have time to react. Well, hopefully he doesn't. And I'm going to hit this up A and I'm going to get the kill. See, this is offensive, so I'm going to use an up A instead of a back A. If I wanted to play more defensive, I would use a back A, but in this case, up A is the way to go. So here you can see me play offensive. I go first with an up A, and then a back A because I'm unsure of where he is. And I don't know who's behind him, so I go with a back A secondly. I could have easily up A'd him and got him too, but then you see my teammate come up behind him, which I thought was an enemy. So in this situation, a back A was the way to go for the second kill. So in this situation, I see there's two people. I do a bit of damage. See, I do the cover switch roll. I do a little bit of damage, but I know I don't want to push him because if I hit that up A, I go with a back A this time. Because if I hit that up A, maybe I might get one kill, but I'll probably just get killed as well. So using that back A as a defensive tactic, that's what helped me in that situation. Then I had my teammates come in to help me out again. So that's how I picked up those both kills, got out of that situation alive, and got a kill, picked up a kill from. But these kills could have been gotten without wall bouncing too. So wall bouncing is a fun way to play, but again, like I say in my last video, it's not the best way to play. In some circumstances it can help, and it can help you get out of fights and maybe bait players, but it's not to be used all the time. So I hope this video helped anybody who was asking, anybody who requested it on my last video. I appreciate requesting it, and I had a lot of fun making it, but I do spend a lot of time in these videos, so I'd really appreciate if you guys could like it and subscribe if you haven't already. So if you've seen anything in this video and you're unsure how to do it, any of the moves I did, anything like that, just leave a comment below or anything that you want to learn, and I'll make a video on it.